Silly goose. Being called a silly goose, damn it. And that's going to require something, some kind of response. Silly goose. It's just not acceptable. Alright. Your whole video, what was it? It was crap, bullshit. Can't do better than this. You are dumb. You are stupid. You're dumb, dumb, dumb. Then you're stupid, stupid, stupid. Then you're dumb, dumb, dumb. You know? Whatever. Okay, taking the arguments here again. Let's go through it. Okay, so you basically conceded that yes, the poor are fucked under public education, and they will be fucked under private education. You said yes, there will be some private schools. I don't know if there really will be. You know, do you have any demonstration that there really would be? I think they have a class size of maybe 500. So it's a stupid argument, okay? That's not what education is supposed to be. It's supposed to be either it's everybody has access, everybody has it, or they don't. You know, that's the only rational way to do something like education. You might as well just blow the fucking civilization up if it can't do better than that. Really, seriously, there's just no point. You're like Jesus Christ. I mean, the poor you will have with you always kind of crap. And if that's good enough for you, well then I say you are a rat. You are a rat in a maze chasing your fucking cheese. And if somebody threw the whole experiment in the garbage can and the dumpster in the backyard, it wouldn't fucking make a goddamn bit of difference because you're going nowhere. You're shit. You're living in shit then. You have shit for brains then if you can't do better than that. Most private schools are religious. That's why people send them to their private schools. And the other side of it might be elitism, and for some people it is a rational fear that yeah, they don't want to be sending their kids to that reformatory that the school system has become. The problem that makes people run from public education has nothing to do with any flaw in public education. It has to do with the flaw of having a teachers union controlling public education. And again, you crapped all over the grant part, saying that why waste the money, blah, blah, blah. $50,000 is what's called an incentive. It's not a grant, it would be a salary for achieving an end. So number two, the money wouldn't be going to kids. It would be going to people who are going to take a high school equivalency exam. And I would argue that any kid now that passes one before the age of, say, 17 or 16, they are, without exception, I think, incredibly intelligent and responsible children. Okay, I don't think you can go find me one. Go find me a child that can pass a high school equivalency exam. A child, okay, somebody under 17 or 18, someone under the age of passing through a system that doesn't even require you to take a test to get your high school diploma. Barely, anyway. So you go show me a kid under 17 years old that has passed a high school equivalency and then is still an irresponsible little stupid shithead, all right, and that would waste $50,000. Go ahead, find me one. You say you can't even handle money now. You say if you got $50,000 you'd waste it on what, candy and dresses? No, I don't think you would. I really don't.
So even if we weren't spending the money already, I would advocate an incentive program with real incentives. All right, then you insulted me as, you know, called me dumb because I was addicted to cigarettes. As explained, I got addicted when I was 11 years old. Stupid decision. I've explained that. Addiction isn't a choice. I mean, I know you're confused on this issue. Apparently your textbooks just haven't clearly explained the subject of addiction to you. So maybe you ought to get some better textbooks. You read about the rats and the mazes and the heroin experiments and the nicotine experiments. And you might find some of that information interesting, and it might illuminate you on the subject of addiction.
All right, well then you made some crack about renters not paying property taxes. Of course, well of course they are, okay? Yeah, the property tax bill doesn't have their name on it, but they're obviously paying the property tax bill. So anybody renting in this town, a single family home, is paying full property taxes. All right, even though they don't own the property, even though some services they'll have no access or use for because they aren't the property owner, they pay the tax. And if they have no children, they're paying 80% of that property tax burden going to education in this town, yeah, they're paying for other people's kids. And then even renters who are not, they're still paying based on what percentage of the property they're occupying. They're still paying that percentage. Might be to some people's advantage in the sense they could have 6 kids in an apartment. They're not paying for their kids. They're not paying their fair share. That would be the alternative argument. But the fact is, it's not an equitable distribution of the burden. The burden doesn't have anything to do with who imposes the responsibility in the first place. And that's the big flaw in taxing the roof over people's fucking heads to educate little fuckers like you.
And you made the argument that somebody couldn't learn neurosurgery from a book or from the internet. Yeah, I would argue that you certainly could. And, you know, I'd certainly be more confident if I have somebody who knows how the fucking brain works and knows the chemistry and knows every detail of that versus somebody who's, you know, had personal experience. I really would. Because there's lots of doctors who have had personal experience that something goes wrong, though they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And anyway, in my system, I already established that there would be learning institutions for such things. I mean, that there would be science institutions where people could have access to microscopes and cadavers and whatever the science required. So that wasn't something that was ignored in my proposal. But it's 10% of the education process. And then you made the point about textbooks. Yeah, well, why don't you just fess up? The textbooks, especially the good ones, the college ones, aren't available online. Isn't that amazing? And they're not free. Why not? Good question, right? Well, why doesn't the fucking government commission them, put them online for free? Because there's all these private interests that have to fucking exploit the circumstance to make fucking money. That's why. It's all bullshit. Because of private interest, because of private profiteering, because of your asshole philosophy. That's why. It won't be done rationally and efficiently because corrupt interests have to make their fucking money in a dishonest way, actually, like I said, because they won't allow us to simply, as a public, directly pay for the information once. They're just going to keep renting it to us. They're like a Bill Gates. They're going to rent us a fucking operating system. Fuck that. Fuck you. Yeah, we ought to throw you, all you fucking rent us shit people on a fucking desert island. That's the real root of all evil. Is the, you know, it's like the banks and their bullshit 33% interest rates. People ought to be deported.
Then you argued the internet is less convenient. Well, let's see, if the digital text is on the internet, I can search it. Oh, isn't that an amazing feature? I can search it. And certainly videos can be made to, you know, there's right now, like, there's a video service that actually does do that. They have indexed the video pretty extensively. So you can do a keyword search and it will place you on that portion of the video, that subject matter. You know, it's infinitely more convenient. It can be done at your own pace, at your own time, when you have the time. Yeah, I have nothing against textbooks. I have nothing against my system with just textbooks. But as long as you're paying people to be inside the textbook, that's the key. Because textbooks are a little boring. They're not big fun. And you have to give people some incentive to fucking read them, jackass. And that's the point. I mean, everybody's done a nerdatic like you, a silly goose, you know. They have penises and other distractions that, you know, keep them motivated to be doing other bullshit but having their head glued in some fucking boring-ass textbook. And as for, you know, high school textbooks, I mean, they're all bullshit. I mean, they're crap. Because they're not even written, they're not written by the best people in the best way or any of that bullshit. They're written by a political institution. And then you made this stupid argument about social interaction again. Well, look, look, right now we have weekends. Kids seem to find plenty of social interaction on weekends, don't they? They live in what are called neighborhoods. Every day after school, you see them out playing in the street. Well, no, you don't do it anymore because they're on the fucking internet. But there's plenty of opportunity for social interaction. It's all over the place. Go out to Walmart. Lots of social interaction. There's all kinds of amusements out there. Miniature golf, maybe. You know, whatever. It's out there. There's lots of opportunity for all kinds of social interaction. We really don't need schools to have social interaction. Reducing class size, the kids do better. Well, part of that is, look, everybody knows the reducing class size argument is mostly a contrivance of the teachers' union. Right? Because they want more money. They were protecting their union. They want to create more employment, make themselves more valuable. That's all that's about. Certainly it helps. The more individual the attention is, the better. But the basic education, the basic lecture, isn't going to be improved whether you're giving it to 100 people or 100,000 people. It just makes no fucking difference. Answering individual questions actually sometimes just becomes a horrible distraction, because then the smart kids in the class are just sitting there, oh God, I gotta wait through while she explains, the ABCs to the asshole over there. So then they start to daydream and their brain starts wandering because they're being dragged down to the lowest common denominator. So yeah, there's no advantages class size wise. There's advantages to having some sort of help available for those who can't keep up, but there's no advantage in changing or reducing class size. It's just stupid.